Be ready. 5 seconds. Start. My beloved 140 crore family members, world's biggest democracy, and in the context of population as well, we are trusted for being number one. Such a humongous nation is today celebrating the festival of independence with its 140 crore brothers and sisters and all family members. On this momentous and sacred occasion, I extend my greetings to each and every citizen of the country, to each one who loves, respects, and takes pride in our nation, India. My dear family members, the non cooperation, civil disobedience, and satyagraha movement under the leadership of our revered Mahatma Gandhi, brave hearts like Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, and Rajguru and their generation. There will hardly be any person who has not contributed to the independence of the country. Today, I respectfully pay homage to all those who contributed and sacrificed their lives during our freedom movement. My dear family members, unfortunately, this time the natural calamity created unimaginable distress in many parts of the country. I express my condolences to all the families who have suffered in this crisis and assure that the state, in tandem with the central government, will leave no stone unturned to stand by you and resolve all those troubles at the earliest. In the past few weeks, particularly in Manipur, in the northeast, and in some other parts of India, there has been a spell of violence where many people lost their lives and the dignity of mothers and daughters was violated. However, in the last few days, we have been hearing continuous reports of peace, and the entire nation stands with the people of Manipur. The people of Manipur have maintained peace in the past few days, and they should continue to foster that peace as it is the path to resolution. Both the state and central governments are working together to find solutions to the issues and will continue to do so. When we look back at history, there are moments that leave an indelible mark and their impact lasts for centuries. Sometimes these events might seem small and insignificant at the beginning, but they lay the roots for numerous problems. We all know that our country was invaded 1000 to 1200 years ago. A small kingdom and its king were defeated. However, we could not have known that this event would lead India into 1,000 years of subjugation. We got ensnared in slavery, and whoever came looted us and ruled over us. What an adverse period it must have been, that 1,000 year span. Friends, I am talking about the events of 1,000 years ago for a reason. I am witnessing another opportunity before our country. A time when we are living in such a period when we have entered such an era. It is our good fortune that either we are living in youth or we have taken birth in the lap of Mother India in the first year of Amrit Kal. And mark my words, my dear family members, the actions we take, the steps we take, the sacrifices we make, the penance we undertake in this era will define our legacy. We will take decisions one after the other, and the golden history of the country for the next 1000 years is going to emerge from it. The events taking place in this period are going to impact the next 1000 years. The country which has come out of the slave mentality and is dedicated to the 5 resolutions is moving forward today with a new self-confidence. The nation is working wholeheartedly to fulfill the new resolutions. My mother India, which was once a powerhouse of energy but was buried underneath a pile of ashes, has been awakened once again by the efforts, consciousness and energy of 140 crore countrymen. Ma Bharati has been awakened, and we have experienced in the last 9 to 10 years that this is the period in which a new trust, a new hope and a new attraction has emerged all over the world towards India, towards the potential of India, and the world can see a spark for itself in this beam of light that is emanating from India. A new trust is growing around the world. We are fortunate that we have inherited certain things from our ancestors, and even the present era has created certain other things. Today we have demography, we have democracy, we have diversity. This trinity of demography, democracy and diversity has the potential to fulfill every dream of India. Today, while the countries around the world are witnessing an age structure that is growing old, India is moving energetically towards its youthful age structure. It is a period of great pride because today India has the highest population under the age of 30. This is what we have in my country, the youth below the age of 30 years. My country has crores of hands, crores of brains, crores of dreams, crores of resolutions. So, my brothers and sisters, my family members, we can get the desired results. Such incidents change the fate of the country. This power changes the destiny of the country. We are at the milestone between 1000 years of slavery and 1000 years of grand future that is about to come. We are at this crossroads, and hence we cannot stop, nor shall we live in a dilemma anymore. Taking pride in the heritage that was once lost, gaining back the lost prosperity. Let us once again believe that whatever we do, whatever step we take, whatever decision we make will determine our direction for the next 1000 years and will write the fate of India. Today, I would like to tell the youth of the country, to the sons and daughters of my country, you are fortunate. people hardly get the kind of opportunity that our youngsters are getting now, and so we do not want to lose it. I have utmost faith in our youth power. There is a huge potential and capability in our youth power, and our policies as well as our ways provide an enabling environment to strengthen it.